Emily Beall, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm the Projects and Communications Coordinator with United Way for the City of Kawartha Lakes, and I oversee the direction and day-to-day activity at Edwin Binney's Community Garden, and I help ensure that the produce that our team harvests makes its way into the community. Eating local is not just trendy, it's crucially important, and our localized agriculture plays a huge role in food security. I've worked in sustainable agriculture in both nonprofit and commercial ventures, but the work at Edwin Binney Community Garden is quite unique because it combines ecologically respectful principles with sustainability, and it allows local youth and students to come on site for hands-on learning opportunities, all while helping to lessen the pressures of food insecurity in our region. Edwin Binney's Community Garden grew out of recommendations from the Poverty Reduction Strategy, where it was determined that food security would be a primary focus of the community development work of the United Way for City of Kawartha Lakes. And over the first few seasons, experts in the field as well as people with lived experience were consulted to help guide us and plan a path forward. And we created a lot of great partnerships as well, including Crayola Canada, Fleming College, Hills Florists, the Pick Foundation, Bob Mark New Holland, and in keeping with the very generous and supportive nature of Crayola Canada, they offered up this land that we're on right now for us to use as a growing space. And a land agreement was signed in October of 2018. This became Edwin Binney's Community Garden. 5,000 pounds of produce was harvested in the first season in 2019. As well, over 350 kids and youth were brought in for agricultural workshops. And since then, our growing space has increased substantially. We've now got an orchard with 150 fruit trees of different types and varieties. We also have berry bushes and mushrooms. We've got one hoop house here, and we're in the works of developing another hoop house. We have curriculum-based lesson plans available, which are in the works of being finalized as through a French translation, so that they'll be available in both French and English. And we've really created a lot of partnerships and deepened a lot of partnerships, including a closer connection to Fleming College through placement and co-op students. And we've even expanded our connection into programs outside of the Natural Resources departments. We've had support from Farm Credit and Kawartha Lakes Housing, as well as Community Care and Haliburton Highlands Health Services, who we've worked with to develop a series of pilot projects to help increase the reach and distribution of our produce. Well, when we talk about food security, we have to remember that food isn't the whole story. A holistic approach is necessary, and we do that at Edwin Binney's Community Garden. We've incorporated food literacy into the planning, the development, and the day-to-day operation here. So we provide food to people, but if they don't necessarily have the resources to make use of everything, or they don't know exactly what to make out of the produce that we're giving them, then it doesn't have the same effect. So we provide recipe cards with easy meal planning in all of our food programming. And we also welcome people on site, kids, youth, seniors, adults, whomever, to come in and experience hands-on experiential learning workshops. And we've also sort of dedicated our colorful beds at the front of the property to be an academic learning space. Kids in particular are really attracted to that area because they're colorful. They're a great teaching tool. So we planned them out this year to incorporate native plants, pollinator plants, and we have a sensory garden area as well, which includes fragrant varieties, really visually appealing plants, as well as tactile plants too. We're extremely grateful for our network of long-term donors, partners, and volunteers. But as food insecurity worsens, the purpose of our project really increases. So we need all the support we can get in terms of people's time, energy, and expertise as volunteers, or through donation dollars, to ensure that we can continue the momentum that we've generated in helping to impact people's food budgets and increase nutrition. The more support we have, the greater our capacity is to be able to continue to provide fresh produce to community agencies and food programs free of charge. Well, we've now got a hoop house in the works, which will really help to extend our growing season and allow us to have more produce available in the spring and fall seasons. But we'd also really like to create a dedicated sensory garden area, and maybe also create some taller raised beds at the back of the property for people with different mobility needs to be able to access. But in line with that, we'd really like to make the whole garden more accessible so that all people can enjoy the space. And that would include putting in some walkways from the gated entrances to all raised bed areas. But there's so much that can be done here. The possibilities are really endless. I love to dig the potatoes. It's so fun, and you really get dirty. You have to get in there. It's kind of like a little scavenger hunt or treasure hunt to find what's under the ground. It's probably the best thing there is to do.